Let's be real, US support is like Wi-Fi. When you have it, life feels connected, powerful, unstoppable. But once it's gone, boom. Silence, lag, chaos. From billion-dollar aid packages to we've got your back military partnerships, American support has been the lifeline and sometimes the leash for dozens of countries around the world. But what happens when Uncle Sam starts unsubscribing? Today we're diving into 10 countries that could lose US support next. Grab a snack or a bunker because things are about to get geopolitically spicy. Number 10, Egypt, the fraying friend. Egypt in the US, it's complicated. Like that friend who always borrows money, throws shade, but still expects a Christmas card. For decades, Egypt has been one of the top recipients of US military aid, roughly $1.3 billion a year since the 1970s. Why? Because the Camp David Accords made Egypt the peacekeeper of the Middle East. But lately, Washington's getting side-eye vibes between Egypt's human rights abuses, ties with Russia, and a don't tell us what to do attitude. The love story's wearing thin. If Egypt keeps cozying up to Moscow, US support might pull a disappearing act faster than a magician at a CIA convention. Number 9, Pakistan, the frenemy zone. Pakistan, the country that's both with the US and against the US, sometimes on the same Tuesday. Once hailed as a critical ally in the war on terror, Pakistan pocketed billions in US aid. But critics say much of it vanished into, let's call it creative accounting. Then came Osama bin Laden, hiding a few miles from Pakistan's top military academy, and America was like, wait, what? Now Pakistan's flirting with China, joining its Belt and Road Initiative and giving Washington major trust issues. When your ally starts dating your rival, yeah, expect some unfriending. Speaking of messy relationships, number 8, Saudi Arabia. Oil, royalty, and red flags. Few relationships have been as expensive and awkwardly necessary as the US-Saudi alliance. Oil, weapons, and a we'll look the other way diplomacy, the holy trinity of global pragmatism. But between the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi, the war in Yemen, and Saudi Arabia's new bestie energy with China and Russia, the honeymoon phase is officially over. President Biden once vowed to make Saudi Arabia a pariah. Instead, he ended up fist-bumping the crown prince. Classic politics, promises sold separately. If the Saudis keep playing both sides, America might just decide to let that oil flow without sending love notes. Number 7, Iraq, the forever project. The US spent nearly $2 trillion trying to help Iraq, and what's the return on investment? Political chaos, Iranian influence, and more temporary governments than your favorite streaming platform has reboots. American troops are still there, technically, to fight ISIS, but Iraq's parliament keeps voting, please leave. Meanwhile, Iranian-backed militias stroll through Baghdad like they own the place. If Iraq keeps treating America like an overstaying houseguest, that US support might just check out permanently. Number 6, Nigeria. Oil, corruption, and complications. Nigeria's got oil, brains, and hustle, and Washington loves that. But corruption and instability have made it feel like an expensive charity subscription with no visible perks. US aid focuses on counterterrorism and humanitarian relief, but between Boko Haram, election scandals, and growing Chinese influence, Washington's patience is looking thin. If Nigeria doesn't clean up its act, it might find itself ghosted faster than an intern who asks about paid leave at the Pentagon.
Number 5, Israel, the untouchable that's now touchable. Oh yes, the golden child of US foreign aid. Israel. Billions in support, Iron Dome funding, political backing, you name it. But public sentiment is shifting. Younger generations in the US are questioning unconditional support amid rising tensions in Gaza and controversial policies by Israel's government. Even in Congress, the tone's changing, from always to maybe. And for the first time in decades, cutting aid to Israel isn't political suicide, it's a discussion. If the moral math keeps tilting, even America's most sacred alliance might need to check its balance sheet. Number 4, Turkey, NATO's wild card. Turkey is that unpredictable cousin at the family reunion. Technically family, but always causing drama. As a NATO member, Turkey's supposed to be on the US team. Yet, they bought Russian S-400 missiles, banned US troops from certain bases, and keep side-eyeing the West like, we'll do what we want. With Erdogan playing geopolitical hopscotch between Russia, NATO, and the Middle East, patience in Washington is running out. Turkey's been testing limits for years, but one more move toward Moscow, and that NATO membership card might mysteriously decline. Number 2, Ukraine, the cost of loyalty. Billions in military aid, political backing, global attention. Ukraine's got the full US support package, platinum membership, all benefits included. But as wars drag on, economies strain, and voters at home get weary, cracks are showing. There's growing debate in Congress, how long can we keep funding this? If American fatigue hits critical mass, Ukraine could wake up to find the faucet turned off and no one answering at the White House switchboard. War runs on weapons and money, and even loyalty has a budget limit. Number 1, Taiwan, the ticking clock. And topping our list, Taiwan, the island that represents democracy, defiance, and possibly the next global crisis. The US has poured billions in arms deals, training, and quiet intelligence support. But here's the catch. Washington's official policy still says we don't actually recognize Taiwan as a country. It's like dating someone for decades, but still calling them your good friend. If a conflict with China breaks out, will America truly show up or just send thoughts, prayers, and a few drones? That's the trillion-dollar question, literally. So, there you have it. 10 countries walking the fine line between ally and ex. Because in geopolitics, loyalty isn't forever. It's negotiable, renewable, and sometimes refundable. US support can build nations or break them. And as global alliances shift, one thing's for sure. The next chapter of world politics won't be written in ink. It'll be written in oil, influence, and Wi-Fi speed. So, who do you think should be on the US unfollow list next? Drop your prediction below, hit that like button if your country didn't make the list, and subscribe before Washington changes its mind about you too.